That's such like an Italian story.
Yeah.
Like, let me talk to this guy, try to
the
weasel my way through this.
The communication between the guard and Father David was very dramatic. It was it was like an Italian conversation you see in a movie. Like, it was musical.
It's like the people that say, I don't want to have more than 2 kids because we can't afford it, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't afford it? You can't afford a Toyota, but you want a Mercedes, right? So is your life going to be that much better with a $10,000 more vehicle over having a child? Is this the first time that we've had the 2 monk priests on the same episode?
Yeah.
As priests, yes,
As
for
priests,
sure.
for sure.
But have you been on with him before?
No.
Okay, wow.
I think it's the first.
First time, because you've
Yes.
been on with the nuns a couple of times,
Yeah.
and with the priests and with the Michigan priests.
Yeah.
This show just keeps getting better and better.
Better and better. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Father Chris, man.
Thank you.
You had a good
Thank you.
good trip.
Yeah, me and Father David just came back from the pilgrimage this past Tuesday, so a week ago. Yeah. And it was
Where'd
a
you guys
wonderful
go?
group, wonderful people on our group. It was we all came together very well. We went to Lourdes first, and then we went to Rome for several days. And part of that trip, we also went to Cascia and Assisi. I also took a day trip to Florence with some people. That was not on the schedule, but after the papal audience on Wednesday, we didn't have anything really to do.
Cool.
So I said, I haven't seen Florence before and I really want to see it. I'm very happy that I went.
Nice.
After that, we went to Istanbul. So that
And
was
you
the
guys
trip.
visited the Chaldean church there, right?
In Istanbul?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did Sunday Mass there. And then we also got a chance to sit with Bishop Sabri Anar, who was the bishop of that eparchy. And got a chance to meet him and to talk to him. And Bishop Ramsey was there too, the retired bishop. So that was cool.
Nice. Man.
Yeah. I have a couple stories if you want to hear them.
Please.
Okay. So one of them involves something that happened in Rome. So we had 2 couples with us on the trip. Great people, fun people. It was also a time that they wanted to do wedding vow renewals. So me and Father David were talking before and throughout the trip and thinking, where should we do this? Which church should we go to and do this? And I told him, look, whichever one allows us, because Rome is busy at this time. It's the Jubilee year. There's a bunch of pilgrims going in and out of these places. Whichever one says it's okay. So we got to St. Peter's Basilica eventually. And Father David was suggesting, why don't we just do it here? I said, where are we going to do it here? There's literally thousands of people moving in and around it.
Yeah.
And then we just tried. We went to the sacristy. I'm sure all of you guys have been in
Crazy
that
sacristy.
sacristy.
Have you guys
Yeah.
seen the sacristy in St. Peter's Basilica?
Yeah.
It's like bigger than St. Michael's Church, bro.
It's amazing.
Like it's
Honestly.
the main room of that sacristy is big enough to have a massive statue of the Pietà just in the middle.
Yeah.
I think they celebrate Mass in there, right?
You could.
There is a
there's an
chapel.
altar.
Yeah.
There's an altar.
So this is what happened. We more or less we started talking with a guard in that.
You guys just went to the
sacristy.
sacristy? Like, did you guys have an appointment or something?
No,
You just
that's the part of the problem. So we went to this guard and we were talking to him, and it's between him and Father David. The conversation is in Italian. I could pick up like what they're saying, but I couldn't contribute. So Father David is telling them we have these couples. There's a group of 40 people with us, but these 2 couples, they've been married for, I don't know, 30 years, 20 years, whatever. It would be so meaningful if you could just give us 5 minutes in any chapel in the Basilica, please. We don't need anything from you guys. We have our books, we have whatever we need, just 5 minutes. And obviously, like, we don't have to bring the whole group in, just these couples and like their members of their family that were there. That's it, please, whatever you can do. The guy kept coming like and responding to him like, do you have any idea what you're asking? You have no appointment. You have no preparation for this. We can't just give you a chapel and let you do this. You know, it's St. Peter's Basilica. And so they just kept going back and forth. And then that guy said, okay, I got to talk to the supervisor. He called the supervisor. The supervisor said something along the lines of, okay, tell them they need to give me a nice bottle of wine.
Nice.
So Father David is like, where am I? What kind of request is that? Dude, how am I supposed to do that right now?
This is the Vatican, bro.
Yeah. I guess maybe I shouldn't be telling this kind of story, but anyways. So then Father David goes and talks to that guy, and something got worked out. I won't say like the specifics, but something got worked out.
Okay.
And then Father David comes back to me. I was waiting in the sacristy. Right now we have to go get them. They were like waiting somewhere like towards the entrance of the basilica. Right now we have to go get them. We're running in the basilica. They grab them. We run back to the sacristy, and then this guard escorts us. Okay, in one of the doors of the sacristy into another like very big sacristy too. That seemed like pretty official. We go into another room, then into a chapel. He says, "Don't even think about taking pictures. Don't even think about taking any videos or anything. Just do your thing and leave." And then we did the vow renewals. He closed the door after he said that.
Okay,
so I think that was an implicit, like, you can take pictures, but don't post them, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he closed the door, we did our thing, and then we walked out. I don't know, I forgot how we found this out. But this chapel was really nice. It was really cute. It was kind of small, and there was one kneeler in the middle. And we found out later it's the Pope's private chapel.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So we did their vow
That's
renewals in the
crazy.
Pope's private chapel.
You found out after the
Yeah.
fact, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Father David knew somehow. I forgot how he confirmed it, but
Wow.
that was like, it backed me up. I was like, we were just in the Pope's private chapel.
That's crazy.
I don't know if he uses it often, but it was his.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's really
No
nice.
one gets to go in
So
there.
where was it? Like was it in the back of like the main altar area?
No. Where it was somewhere like
Under?
somewhere, I don't know how to
Underground?
navigate. Yeah, but it was somewhere like where past the sacristy. Like we had to go through a couple different rooms to get there. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
That's such like an Italian story.
Yeah.
Of like, let me talk to this guy. Try to
The
weasel
whole-
my way through this.
The communication between the guard and Father David was very dramatic. It was
Yeah.
it was like an Italian conversation you see in a movie. Like, yeah, it was musical.
That's amazing,
That was
man.
cool.
That's amazing.
The one other thing really quick that shocked me is when we went to Istanbul, we went to the Hagia Sophia,
Yeah.
and one of our girls that was with us was, wearing her cross. One of the ladies that works there, the Muslim ladies that works there, she came and told her, "Put your cross away."
That's crazy.
And I can't believe I actually heard that and
Yeah.
saw that happening. And I just told her, the girl that was with us, I said, don't put it away unless they make a problem. So we just kept walking and
Yeah,
she
yeah.
left it out. But I just
It's
kept
just-
thinking, like, if it's nonsense to you and if you don't believe in it, why is it such a threat? Like, why is it such a threat to you? Why do you have to go and ask somebody, go up to somebody and ask, put it away?
And then there's another guy that was making the sign of the cross, right?
Yeah. And they told him to stop doing that.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. And like at that place, they have icons of Jesus and
They
Mary
do.
all over the place. So
well,
like what?
this is like supposed tolerance. It's always only one way.
Yeah.
It's historical for them, though.
Yeah.
No, but it kind of shows, well, yeah, but they're against images and representations of the Christian faith. And so they have them in their church. They make money, right? Or did you?
Tourism, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's
like, you
tourism.
have to pay
Did
to
you guys
go
pay to go in?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but without the freedom of religious expression, there's it's not even consumerist anymore, because you pay for something, you should have the right to be able to express your religion freely in the thing that you paid to go into. It's weird that specifically your faith is the thing that's being persecuted, even if you're approaching this thing in a consumerist way.
Yeah.
Anyway, good times.
Anyway. Yeah.
No, I'm shocked by that, because in the 21st and in our time right now, people who live here don't really understand persecution, Christian persecution. And then when you come all the way from America and then you encounter an Islamic state and you see something like that, and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's real. Like there's a threat there to your life if you don't obey.
Yeah.
It's not just,
Pope Francis at the time was very upset when the president there in Turkey basically turned it from a museum to a mosque. Yeah, Pope Francis was really upset about that at the time.
When's the last time it was used as a church?
Oh,
Like
gosh.
centuries ago?
Yeah, you're talking, it's got to be the 15th century.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so there's a news story going around in American politics and also Catholic circles in America, where the Cardinal Supich who is the Bishop of Chicago, he's giving an award to a senator, and he's a Democrat senator. His name is Richard Durbin. And he's giving him a Lifetime Achievement Award for his work surrounding immigration policy, despite his pro-abortion voting record. So this guy has a very strong pro-abortion record. And so the debate was among some Catholic bishops. They wrote statements, and they basically called him out for it. Basically saying you're giving an award to somebody who's pro-murder, right? Which is what we believe abortion to be. And that no matter what he's done in other areas, you shouldn't be even honoring him because he supports something like that, right? So there was a lot of debate about that. So today...
Wait, really quick, because there's one other detail about this, is that his bishop in his domicile, like his home diocese...
Who's Paparocki, right?
Yeah. He excommunicated it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He excommunicated who?
Richard
The
Durbin.
senator.
The politician.
Oh, okay.
And is this recent that he excommunicated him?
He's been excommunicated.
It's a while, okay.
But this guy Durbin says, well, I consider Supich to be my
Because
my
he
bishop,
lives-
because he lives there now, but
Oh.
his domicile is
That's so
somehow
confusing,
it's
dude.
the
Wow.
it's the diocese over there, Paparocki's.
Yeah. Well, today, Pope Leo actually commented on this story, okay? And by the time this episode is released, there's going to be a lot of takes about what Pope Leo said. And but now there's not, because this was like, I'm just reading it. This is from 20 minutes ago. So it says that Pope Leo responded to the controversy over the Chicago Cardinals' plans to honor this guy. And then this is what the Pope said. So I wanted to read it for you guys so that we can talk about it. I'm not terribly familiar with the particular case. I think it's important to look at the overall work that the senator has done during, if I'm not mistaken, 40 years of service to the United States Senate. I understand the difficulty and the tensions, but I think, as I myself have spoken in the past, it's important to look at many issues that are related to the teachings of the Church. Someone who says, I'm against abortion but is in favor of the death penalty is not really pro-life. Someone who says, I'm against abortion but I'm in agreement with the inhuman treatment of immigrants in the United States, I don't know if that's pro-life. So there are very complex issues, and I don't know if anyone has all the truth on them. But I would ask first and foremost that they would have respect for one another and that we search together, both as human beings and in that case as American citizens and citizens of the state of Illinois, as well as Catholics, to say that we need to be close to all of these ethical issues and to find the way forward as a church. The church teaching on each one of those issues is very clear. I just wanted to read the whole thing just so that you guys get the full picture of it, because obviously some people are going to be upset at the Pope's statements because he didn't side with those bishops that spoke against Cardinal Supich. But he did also say he doesn't have all of the details in this case.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't land on an opinion one way or the other. He made a moral statement that's more general than this particular case. So he didn't really comment on the particular case, really. He just made a comment about, if you're going to be pro-life, be consistently pro-life. Obviously, and without condemning the pro-life issues. Some people are going to be upset that he said, if you're going to be against abortion, then you have to be against the death penalty. A lot of people are going to disagree with that. I don't know. We can talk about that, I guess. But
well, he said also immigration issues too,
and
right?
Immigration issue, yeah, mistreatment of immigrants. Yeah.
Mistreatment, right? So there's the thing that has been the debate among the USCCB as well about naming abortion as the what they call it, the preeminent issue, right? So,
is that what you want to talk about? That
yeah.
Is abortion the preeminent issue, the preeminent moral or social issue? I don't think that you can be, morally consistent in other life issues if you're pro-abortion. I don't think that's a possibility. Just by the fact that snuffing out life, permeates every other moral issue that has something to do with life. So to say that to say that I'm pro-life because I'm making people's lives more easy or more comfortable because I'm pro-immigration and I think that we should loosen the laws on some of those things is not really the case. You're not really pro-life. You're probably pro-immigration, but not pro-life. Because to support abortion is to support murder, and it's to be able to allow an innocent person to die is going to at least color the rest of the moral issues that have anything to do with life.
This reminds me of what Mother Teresa said. She said something like this, and I think it was her speech to the United States Congress or something like that. She said, or when she received the Nobel Prize, she said, there cannot be peace out in the world unless there's peace in the womb first, unless the most vulnerable are protected. You can't have peace in the world.
Well, it's also because that the climate of a pro-abortion society has other consequences. It's rooted in this individualistic approach to life. So it doesn't stop there. And if you're a politician who is pro-choice or pro-abortion, but you're doing all this other supposed good in other areas of politics, like in immigration, you're trying to light a flicker of light in a room that's otherwise very, very dark. And then, like I said, the issues stretch out from there. So it's not just that kind of society is advocating for a pro-choice approach to life. It's now what else is going to make me happy, and what else is going to be convenient for me in life, and what else is going to not get in the way of the false definition of freedom that I have. So it's not just abortion that becomes the problem when a society starts adopting that kind of policy, like Saint Mother Teresa is saying. They can't be peace when that's the issue, because that is the issue. That's one issue. Abortion unrestricted or something like that. And then all these other issues start coming into play because of an individualistic mindset.
There is a sense of equivocation. There's a sense of discussing these things as if they're on the same plane: abortion and treatment of a human being who's still alive. And so I could see why this is a sensitive topic, because this could verge on moral relativism, and that's what Father's talking about.
Like you
too.
pick whatever you want to believe is right.
Yeah. And so, but he ends the statement very well. He says the church is clear on these topics. It's clear on these definitions, which is so comforting to hear. It's like, here's my opinion, here's what I think, but then the church is clear on these topics. But I think the risk is that the one moral issue, like Father was saying, it reflects the way. So if I treat women a certain way, it reflects a much deeper reality of how I perceive life and how I perceive freedom and how I perceive relationships and who God is in my life and what the truth is. And therefore, every moral question gets to be, put in check if I am a leader figure and I can excuse a certain thing.
You know what I think the Pope is doing rightly is he's saying, because he's bringing these three social issues together, right? He's saying abortion, death penalty, and immigration, right? What he's saying is, to be morally consistent, you have to care about the person throughout, no matter the issue, which is right, which is obviously right. And I think he's saying dignity of the person and pro-life, he's saying he's equating these two terms, okay? I don't think that he's saying that abortion is the same as immigration, which is the same as the death penalty. I mean, I don't think he's saying that. And I don't think anybody has, it would be correct in saying that either, just by the simple fact that a baby in the womb has done nothing wrong. Whereas somebody that's been judged by the state and the court system to have committed a criminal act that warrants the death penalty likely did something wrong. We don't know for sure. And anyways, he's committed a lot of, he's probably done something. Whereas a baby in a womb is purely innocent, can't do anything, and is dying purely innocently, and is a pure victim. Somebody that's up for a death penalty might not be. So we can't conflate the two, but I think what the Pope is doing is saying, if you're going to be pro-life, to be properly pro-life, you have to care about the dignity of the human person. That's why you should be pro-life, not as a political issue, but as standing up for the image of God. And he's right about that. If we're going to be pro-life, it's so that we're dignifying the human person made in God's image, and so we should care about people that are in rough situations, immigrants and the poor and whatever else. We should care about people consistently as persons, not as tools or pawns of a political agenda.
Yeah, and it seems like the Pope just doesn't want to get involved in the American politics and in that kind of stuff. He's just saying what the church teaching is, which is right.
Smart,
I mean, he's the Pope and he's the leader of the church. He's the pastor of all of our souls, and that's ultimately what his goal is. It's not to get involved in politics and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe people are going to be upset that he's not telling Supich to not give an award like that to the senator, but this is what the Pope is choosing to do. He's not changing any doctrine of the church. We know how pro-life the Pope is. We know that he's strongly against abortion. We know that he knows what abortion is. And so, people are going to make a big deal out of this.
I think it'd be wrong if you win. He said from the beginning, I don't know the details about this case.
Yeah.
And good. He's the Pope of the whole Catholic Church of the, and of the whole world.
Yeah.
He's an American, but, he's not first in America. He's a Catholic Pope, He's the leader of the universal church, not an American politician. And if he muddied himself in American politics, it would be really bad for the church.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the topic, why don't we talk about it a little bit more, because I don't think we've spoken about abortion on Feeding Fathers, have we?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
We've spoken about like politics here and there and about voting, but now is not a voting time anyways, like election season. But obviously this is something that's more than just about voting. I'm sure, us priests, obviously, we know that people, they commit abortions much more than we think, much more than I thought before I became a priest, right? And it's kind of, it's very sad and devastating to know that sometimes our people will do that. And especially, one thing that just came to my mind now is that it seems like the second people know that they have a child with Down syndrome or that's going to be, somehow, have deficiencies in their life, they immediately turn to abortion. It's because the doctors encourage them to, but the people, they don't want to raise a child like that, and so they resort to killing the child instead of accepting that cross from God and that beautiful gift from God, actually, which is a person that is loved by God and has dignity, but we resort to stuff like that, and I feel like a lot of Chaldeans do that.
Yeah, it's too bad, because we've lost sight of the process of sanctification, of what it means. How do we become holy? And so often we think it's just, I'm going to feel good when I pray this novena, or I'm going to go to church and I'm going to leave at peace. I'm going to go have Starbucks, or whatever. It's reduced to the sentiment, and that's too bad. Really, sanctification is about learning to love what Jesus says: the least of these, my brethren. Whatever you did to the least of these, my brethren, you did so to me. Whatever you did not do to the least of these, my brethren, you did not do to me. And so love is something that we do. It's not first something that we feel. And the case of somebody having a child with Down syndrome or with autism or with some kind of deficiency, and then being burdened with raising such child, that is great opportunity for sanctification, because you get to love somebody that is the least of these, the brethren of Christ. And if you do that, and when people do that, I've seen people change substantially, transform. They see life differently. They see God differently. They see themselves differently. They enter into a kind of joy that simply cannot be had by the material world. It cannot. And God gave that person an opportunity to experience such joy by giving them a Down syndrome and an autistic child.
Yeah.
And that's thrown away, unfortunately, when we choose convenience, over sanctification, and the child is aborted.
Yeah, that's all very valid. we lose sight of sanctification, which is loving when it's hard to love, when it doesn't seem reasonable to love, according to human reason and human, trends. So if you want to say sanctification is also becoming like Jesus, yeah, that's exactly what he did. He loved when it was the hardest to love, and he continues to do that in an infinite way. So if that's your lens, if that's your spirituality, that's an authentic spirituality, and by God's grace, it should navigate you through a situation like this, where your family is not constructed in the way that you planned or the way that you dreamed when you were, hoping to get married and have a family. Also, just like a kind of a random note, everyone wants to be happy, right? Everyone wants to raise happy children, but at the same time, as I say that, I don't know anyone that's happier than someone with Down syndrome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know anyone have you met anyone that's happier
That's
than
a good point. Yeah.
like a person like that?
I know. They're just so chill,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the best, dude.
Yeah. They put you in a happier mood.
Yeah,
They make
exactly.
your
I know.
disposition different,
I know, man.
Yeah. Other diseases and conditions are maybe more difficult to deal with than that. Surely there's like a spectrum of different diseases or conditions your child could be born with, but like if you see it as a way for holiness, for your family to grow in their sanctification, man, I wish people could nurture that perspective. I wish people could open the door, maybe just for that perspective.
Yeah, this is why the church teaches that we need to be open to life, right? Open means, just like you were mentioning, people kind of like try to plan it out. Like, I want 2 boys and 1 girl, and they're going to be 2 years apart, each of them,
One with blue eyes, one with brown eyes.
Yeah, it's like life is not in your hands, dude.
Yeah.
And
You have to be open.
Like when I hear people, because people say that all the time, that kind of planning.
Yeah.
And when I hear people say that, it's a frustration that I have in my mind. Like, do you know what certain families are dealing with? Do you know how certain families are being changed by the conditions that they've been dealt? And where are you thinking? And also, like, when it comes to abortion or not wanting to deal with a condition like that in the family, the other kinds of practical questions, like, I just want to ask somebody, it's like, what do you think there is in life? Like, let's say you don't have that kid, that burden. Okay, so now you have some extra time on your hands?
Yeah.
Like, are you happy with that? Like, what do you think there is? Like, what kind of happiness do you think you're going to feel without that kid? You're going to have more fun? Like, you're going to have more trips? Like, I don't understand. And it's just like, that's part of the human being growing up and realizing, like, what actually is life? What actually is there to get out of life? What's my function supposed to be in life? Because if you know those things, like you actually know them, you authentically know them, and you know the human experience, then having a person in the family with a condition like that, or becoming pregnant, is not the worst thing that will happen to you then,
And it feels like, because a lot of people reject the idea of suffering and the cross, because it's not convenient, like Father is saying. But suffering, in my experience, has always been a path to bring people together and to bring about a lot of love and sacrifice and joy. And I think misery, I know, Father, you've preached about this too, misery is someone who's constantly consumed with their own selves and their own self-image or their own lifestyle. And what you said, Father, is if you plan things out like this, you're going to become very burdened because you're putting the burden of life and its control in your shoulders, and it's never going to go to your ways. And reality is always going to come down. And it's going to teach you to get out of yourself, which is actually a grace of God. And so if suffering is used as an opportunity for you to, for once, stop looking at yourself, which is what depression is, and it gets you to look at someone else, and someone with whatever disability comes into your life, and that teaches you the condition to be selfless and outward pointed as a person for the rest of your life. What greater grace can God give you for sanctification than that? And if you reject that, then how are you like Christ? How are you giving up your body for those who are in need?
Yeah, and it's the whole mentality of the person needs to change as a culture, and as people of Jesus, we need to change ourselves. And it's not just abortion, obviously. There's birth control, contraception, things that a lot of people don't know is a sin, first of all, but it's not just because it's a sin that we shouldn't be doing these things. It's because it's not going to make you happy to want to have that much control of your life and of this thing which is so sacred, which is God's act of procreation. When you try to have control of that, you're going to be making what you think is your definition of happiness, which is so limited compared to what God has planned for you. You know, back to what Father Chris, you were saying about like, what is life about? Like more than, what's better than having children and being with them and raising them in this world and loving them.
Yeah. Like I want to enjoy my 20s. Okay, what do you mean by that? You're gonna go out more, and then what? Then what? You're still gonna die. Like I know that's a dark way to look at it.
It's the best way to look at it.
Yeah, like you're gonna have some memories of good times, but like really, like I don't know. Like just think about it seriously for 5 minutes, for maybe some more time than that. Are those memories more valuable, more significant, more transformative than raising a human being? Like.
You know what's really sorry.
Yeah.
You know what's really interesting. Okay, so you know we can blame abortion generally, not just the abortion because of Down syndrome or some deficiency in the child. Generally, we can always do the old thing, third wave feminism and all that stuff. There's a decline of the dignity of the human person, respect there, because there's a decline in the belief in God. So whenever we don't believe in God anymore, or we're not very aware of him, we stop believing in the dignity of the human person. We lower their dignity. We don't care about them that much anymore. We start to use them for our own personal ends and benefits. Okay, fine. Older cultures, like really old ancient cultures, would still want to have kids just for society's sake, or not society's sake, even just for they don't believe in an afterlife. They don't believe in heaven or hell. They don't believe in these things. They want to leave a legacy behind, a memory behind. You know what's really threatening, I think, very alarming about our modern culture is that people today are so intensely apathetic that they don't even care to be leaving a legacy behind. It's very bizarre. I think priests used to preach to people and talk them down from pride and say, seek after the glory of God, not after your own glory. So everybody wants kids so that they can be remembered after their life. But, priests would tell people, good, fine, but be remembered for your virtue, be remembered for your love of God, your piety, for the acts of charity that you commit on earth. That's what's going to sustain you in the next life. Now, it's like we have to try to preach to people to say, you should care about your memory that you're going to leave behind, because people don't care about that anymore.
Yeah, they just care about
That's interesting.
having fun and
right now. They just care about right this second. What am I going to do in the next 3 years? Companies teach people, what's your five-year goal? What's your 50-year goal?
What's your eternal goal?
Yeah, exactly.
What's funny is that this translates into the physical realm of things too, like into evolutionary biology. Production of offspring is a very fundamental aspect of the survival of a species.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you want to stop existing, stop having kids.
Yeah,
It's just a principle of natural selection. So it's funny how there's not just a spiritual application for this. It's like a physical thing too. On one hand, like you're saying, like there's this human desire naturally that should be naturally occurring. I want to extend of myself. I'm going to leave offspring behind, and I'm going to teach them and educate them and stuff. But that gets impeded. Something gets in the way when it's just about you.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's just about the goals that you have, the desires that you have. Okay, well, in the reality of things, that is how you stop a species from existing. Mm-hmm. So it's, you want to have, like, you think you're being fulfilled, like when you're just kind of doing your own thing and not wanting to be burdened by anything outside of yourself. But in reality, you're destroying the species that you're a part of.
And yourself.
Yeah, and yourself.
Yeah, you end up, you're the snake eating its own tail until it's dissolved.
Yeah. So like, what a revelation that, true love actually is something that elevates the human nature. What a revelation that is.
Comfort is really a poison. It's a poison. It's the opium of the masses, as someone said. Where is that saying from? Is that from communism?
Opium of the masses is
Communism, right?
Marx said that about religion.
Right. He said it's the opium of the masses.
You said comfort.
Comfort.
Write it down.
There you go. I don't want to be remembered online with Marx. It's just comfort or this turning inward that Father Chris was mentioning is really the opium. It's the drug that the devil has.
Is it opioid or
Opium.
opium? What is that?
Opium is like
Opioid is something that's like opium.
Oh,
So the suffix oid is like something that's like something else.
oh, I got you.
Yeah.
different
Not
medications.
that. Okay. Anyways,
Opioids.
sorry.
It's okay. We can talk about it on a different episode. That's a big other pandemic. But really it is. And it's in the name of that comfort, in the name of, look, just my own comfort and what I want to do in my life. We'll ask the question, we'll say, well, I don't want to suffer, or I don't want this person to suffer, right? But it's like, who gives you the right to choose their life? Who gives you the right to end their life? Because if you walk down that line and you say, I get the right to choose what happens to someone else's life, you're walking the line of many dictators that have been very much excused that in the same manner, just using a different title for it. But then with what Father Ankido was saying, it's like, if I'm constantly stuck, concerned about the future, my comfort, or wallowing about the past, the true joy comes in the present moment. And that's what I'm going to be missing and sacrificing in the name of I'm going to be operating out of some fear of the future or some concern of the past. But I'm never really going to encounter the present moment where I can choose to love, which is joy and happiness and freedom.
Yeah.
But that's what society misses today in the name of comfort. It's like, well, this is the only place where you can encounter God and encounter the genuineness of being free from the burden of your fears, and you're constantly running after something, right?
Yeah.
It is such a tiring lifestyle. It's like, just Jesus says, give up that fight and take my yoke upon you.
It's like the people that say, I don't want to have more than 2 kids because we can't afford it, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't afford it? You can't afford a Toyota, but you want a Mercedes, right? So is your life going to be that much better with a $10,000 more vehicle over having a child? Because you can't have a 5-bedroom house and you have to have a 3-bedroom house, but you have another kid now. It's like, what are your priorities in life, and how much are you willing to sacrifice for temporary comfort and temporary pleasure that's not going to matter? And it's really not going to matter more than an eternal life that you bring into this world.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and the other thing, we have our values all mixed up, right? I mean, I don't know how prominent this is or like prevalent this is in the Chaldean community for us, but a lot of women or families generally will want to, have an abortion because of finances, like you said, or maybe because of careers or something like this. And I get the strive for that because we're all kind of trapped in this bubble of hardcore capitalism and hardcore consumerism and the constant need to produce and
and it's very expensive to live.
It's very expensive
in San
to live.
Diego, for example.
Exactly, and that we've all been trained to be utilitarians, meaning that like a person is valued as much as they can produce product or as much as they can work. The value that we attach to people is their bank account or how much they've done or what they've done, the magnitude of what they've done, something like that, which is a deep sin. It's definitely goes against Scripture, and it goes against the way that God values things. So our values are kind of mixed up. But I mean, what we need to do, I think, is prop up motherhood again. It's too often that motherhood gets downplayed as like, oh, you're just a stay-at-home mom. Whereas, like, in reality, it's the stay-at-home mom that has sustained the world, actually. And has done the most service to humanity, and has done the most service to the propagation of the species, has done the most service to all the advances, name any category that you want. It's the stay-at-home mom that has been the basis for all of that, without which none of it happens.
Yep. I have a quote.
From Marx or Descartes or
Fulton Sheen.
okay, nice.
No.
We're back on the right path. Just to comment on Father's idea about motherhood, maybe that's shifting topics, but either way, it's right there. Fulton Sheen says this. He says, when a man loves a woman, that's also a song.
That's a
isn't it?
song. Yeah, that's the first thing that came
Great
into my
start.
mind.
Great start.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Amazing, right?
Can
When
you
a
sing
man,
it? No, sorry.
not on mic, man. When a man loves a woman, he has to become worthy of her. The higher her virtue, the more noble her character, the more devoted she is to the truth, justice, goodness, the more a man has to aspire to be worthy of her. The history of civilization could actually be written in terms of the level of its women.
Yep.
God bless all of our moms. I mean, when I see a lady with like 7 kids, and she walks in and she's holding one, and she has 2 little ones right here, and
It's the most beautiful thing.
it's like, wow, what a woman! You
And she's got one old enough to like carry others.
yeah.
Yeah.
God bless them.
And those are the ones that are in joy, like actually happy about their lives. And the ones that are traveling, let's say, or choosing other options, right? When they have the option to be moms, are miserable. They're miserable. They're always anxious. They don't know why. Well, because you're not living according to the purpose and the joy that God made you for.
Yeah.
I also want to qualify some of this too. I think it's important to like just kind of be considerate of everyone's like situations too. When they're able to do that, it's
Right.
beautiful.
just
When
like you
they're
said from there.
when they're working with God's grace to do all of that, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Not every situation is a situation where the door can be open to do that. I mean, some families have a lot of complications and social issues between the spouses and stuff like that. But when that is set up so that it can happen, and they actually go down that route, great. God bless those and families and strengthen them to continue doing it.
And I know a lot of people that are in situations like that, or they for whatever reason are unmarried, and whatever. People are in those situations. Fine. People feel hopeless in those situations, and it's like you shouldn't. I mean, none of us are married, and we try to be fruitful in our lives, and God can use us to be fruitful in our lives, and so on and so forth. And I think that's what we should go for. Like, it's not just motherhood, physically speaking. It's motherhood as a concept, which is service. Mothers and women generally have a particular focus on the person, more so, I think, than men do.
Yeah.
And that's really valuable, and that's what we have to. Re-emphasize, I think, is that it's service to the person that really moves the human heart, and it really unites him to God. It really brings human beings to flourishing and to fruition and all those things. So even somebody that's not able to be a mom for whatever reason, the value that we have to reorient is service to human beings, loving human beings as the proper images of God. That's what we should do, not what we've done now, which is stuff. We value stuff. We value cars. We value houses. We value matter. We value money. We value systems, but not really the human person anymore.
Yeah, and so those people that don't have like big families and kids, they can focus on the people in their life.
100%.
And especially like the young people, maybe there's a lady that's single and she has a desire to be a mother. Okay, maybe she has younger siblings, younger cousins, people that she can actually impact and have relationships with. And like maybe God has not allowed her to be a mother because other people in her life need her,
Yeah.
I mean, just like you mentioned, we're celibate.
Yeah.
And there's maybe going to be people watching and about this whole episode, maybe they'll be like, oh, you guys are celibate men, and you guys are talking about women and like what to do with our bodies and how to raise families and stuff like that. But ultimately, what we're focusing on is the dignity of the human person, and that we are all called to give of ourselves to other people and to value those relationships more than the things of this world.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to be a woman to know that 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
There's things that are just true,
Yeah.
no matter what who you are.
In our taqsa, I think it's our only liturgy. It's only our liturgy that describes the father, the son coming from the womb of the father.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, the bosom or the
interesting.
womb of the father. So there's this.
Abba.
Abbot.
It's beautiful. I think the first time I read that, after I came back to the faith, I was like, whoa. Because that's a place of safety and security, and it's where a person feels most loved and received, and therefore they can go and give that love that they've received to others. And I think that's where there's a lot of broken images of motherhood, is that they've chosen themselves or their bodies. And the nest of safety and the place where you're supposed to communicate love has become a place of death and, yeah.
So I think the whole thing is about fecundity.
What does that word mean?
It's like fruitfulness.
Sorry.
like
Thank you for asking.
We have
that
a
question.
bit.
that bit. Yeah.
We have a bit in priest chat where like when there's a word we don't know or like I don't know, I'll just like look it up and send a screenshot of the definition.
Yeah. So it's like fruitfulness.
Fecundity.
Fecundity. Yeah. It's like fruitfulness. And that's kind of the point. Jesus is always talking about this. Unless you bear, if you don't bear fruit, then you'll be cut off and whatever it is. And if you bear fruit, then my Father will prune you so that you bear even more fruit. Like that's what he wants. So what he's talking about is he's not materially pointing it out in one thing. If you're a priest, your fruitfulness is going to happen in your ministry by the faithfulness of your people and their increased desire to see God, and then to go and spread that message as well. That's your fecundity. If you're a mother, you have kids and you form them well. You turn them into little children and you make human beings out of them, proper human beings out of them. If you're whatever, this is applied everywhere. If you're not married, you can be fruitful in many ways, that you serve other people and it bears fruit in their lives. And those people go out and they bear fruit for other people's lives, and love just kind of expands like this. That's what that means.
Or if you have a disability, you can be fruitful in many ways too. In the way that you're, affecting all the people that are around you, and the opportunity you're giving for people to express love to you by serving you and stuff like that. There was I haven't seen The Chosen. I've seen clips and stuff, but someone was telling me about a scene that has exactly to do with this. One of the apostles, I think it might have been James, apparently goes up to Jesus in one scene and says, like, Lord, you healed all these people where we visited them, and I have something too, and I would like to be healed. And Jesus asks him, "Are you sure you'd like to be healed?" And he says, "Yeah, of course. I'd much rather not have this disability or whatever he has." And then Jesus says, "What if I tell you that it's through this that you're going to be healed? It's through having this disability and carrying it and showing to others that you can still love in the midst of it, that you're going to be healed, that your soul is going to be fulfilled." So it's a good perspective.
So it's deeper than just the physical healing, but there's something deeper, which is our souls, Wow. Okay, shall we continue the discussion over some amazing barbecue? That smells amazing.
I won't say no to that.
Today, we are eating food from BBQ House in Ocean Beach. And it's the first time on Feeding Fathers that they've made a special Feeding Fathers poster for us with the menu for today. And a prayer before meals, which we set off camera, by the way, so that we can start eating while they adjust the cameras and stuff. So thank you, BBQ House in Ocean Beach. And I have a couple notes here. Just want to say that everything is smoked on site with red oak wood logs. And it's Ocean Beach, steps away from the ocean. Family business. God bless you guys, Melvin and the family, for 34 years and counting. So thank you guys very much for this amazing food.
This is great food. What kind of burrito is this?
This is a brisket burrito.
Yeah, it's
amazing. I was
amazing.
waiting for the camera to look at this, bro. This is half a burrito right
There
here.
you go.
Brisket burrito, bro. It's got the coleslaw, the brisket.
Really good.
Great idea. Even greater burrito.
Wow.
We should take the brothers there, Father Ankido. We should take the brothers there one day.
Mm-hmm.
We got the hot honey wings, the pork ribs, and The sides,
The baked beans were good. I'm a fan.
baked beans. Did you guys try the wings? Guys, I've done this on a few episodes. I've tried, but I'm gonna try it again right now.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a thing where if you get a, what do they call these again?
Flats.
Yeah.
Well, give me the
So you get a flat and you push it down a little bit, but it's not, this is like a little too big for that thing right now. You like loosen it up. Okay. And then,
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I hope you can do it.
because it's, yeah,
There's people that can do it, no problem.
I know. Okay, ready? So you put it in your mouth and.
Oh. Almost.
And today's not your day.
Well, there we go.
To be fair, I've seen him do it.
Where the
And
whole, all the meat
everything comes out.
Mm.
It's crazy. I tried it once. I destroyed it. Never again.
Everything I've had is delicious.
Mhm.
Everything's really good.
Very good stuff.
Yeah.
Try this.
It's so different from that food I was eating on the trip.
Oh yeah.
American food is something else, man.
All this protein, bro. Like this is probably more protein than you got the whole trip.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
That's one reason I was happy I went to Florence, because they're famous for their steak. Yeah.
You gotta try the ribs.
How long was the ride from?
I didn't try the ribs.
From Rome,
2 hours?
hour and a half.
Okay.
Like not even. Like an hour 20 minutes.
In a bus, it would be a lot
That,
longer.
no, that fast
Right?
train they have is amazing. The bus, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that fast train they have, it goes up all the way to all the way to Venice, Milan.
Look how the ribs come off the bone, bro. So good. Oh,
Yeah, this is just one of those meals where I want to eat and not talk.
I know.
So leave me alone for a second. Yeah.
I know. I know.
So we're not talking about the Pope anymore.
No.
Khalislan.
By the way, that they went to the audience. I'm sure you guys saw this. One of the babies he carried was dressed as the Pope, and he was a Chaldean baby. His family's from Paris. They live in Paris.
That's amazing, bro.
Yep.
I heard about that.
And they told us that they have two other sons who they also brought to Wednesday audiences dressed as popes, and Pope Francis
Wow.
carried those ones.
It's crazy.
So very blessed
That's
family.
one way to get your
Yeah.
baby to be carried by the Pope. Man,
The
like,
Pope only goes after,
yeah, kids.
even if he sees priests, nuns,
Yeah.
if there's a baby there, that's your way to see the Pope, most likely,
Yeah.
which is cool.
And before he carried him, I also held him. So me and the Pope have held the same baby. Yeah. Yeah.
If he gets canonized, is that maybe a second class relic?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Or is
yeah.
it third class?
No.
Right?
Third.
Third class, because it touched the saint.
And you've been in the Pope's chapel too.
Yeah. Yeah. Big things happening.
I would just want to say this. I would hate to be the Pope.
Yeah.
Everything you say,
Yeah.
like, there is no dialogue.
I
There's
know.
no like, what's the interpretation?
Bro, talk about
all
human
open.
relationships, bro.
Oh,
Like,
done.
done.
It's just
Life is over.
because that's
This guy's smart because he apparently he brought in like 4 or 5 Augustinians.
Yeah.
Because he's an Augustinian, right?
Did they do that already, or
I think-
there are plans for it? I think they're remodeling.
They're
the,
remodeling the castle.
Yeah. Apostolic Palace.
Oh yeah, the Apostolic Palace.
the one on the water
No, it's not the one on the water, is it?
in Rome.
No.
Oh, it's
No.
like Vatican. Okay.
The one on the water is the I think.
That's the Castel Gandolfo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the summer residence.
You know who's been there? Monsignor Philip.
Has he been there?
I was there too this year.
Really? Well, he met with John Paul II there.
Yeah, I didn't go inside of the freaking papal quarters, but where I saw the garden there. The papal garden. Oh, bro, you're done?
Man, what's left?
There's a lot of food.
What's left to do? It is finished.
Bad my piece.
Bro, this is the type of meal where you just want to go take a nap after, man. But we can't.
No naps, man.
I'll tell you what else I want to do after this once we end the recording of this.
By the way, I didn't know priesthood meant like you would leave. This has never happened to me before. Within 1 hour, you like just, it's like you clear out all of your messages. Oh, and a half later, everything's doubled.
Yeah, same.
Oh
same
my
thing
gosh,
happened to
bro.
me today.
Yeah.
Same
It's,
thing.
it's like,
You having fun?
Guys,
I'm loving it.
sorry to bring it back, but I think I'm going to get on this one.
Okay, let's do it.
I have doubts. I have my doubts.
Better
That's
job.
clean.
Wow, better
Very good.
job.
Good job.
There's
No, there's still a few.
definitely some improvement there.
All right. Well, there's a bone in my mouth. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, Shabab.